Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Versatility Podcast. For today's episode, I'm going to be recapping the NFL Week 14, everything that happened in Week 14, because it was definitely one of the most interesting weeks of the whole season, and a lot went wrong for both of my favorite teams. So we're here to talk about it. Also, it's Saturday, but there's no college football. There is college football games. Bowl season has officially started today. But there's also NFL games today. There's 3 NFL games, and I'm currently watching the Vikings Bengals game that just started. So I'm going to be doing Week 15 predictions. Might as well get that done. Talk about the Thursday night football game. That was interesting to say at least. Also a couple albums to review that dropped last week, and a suspension from another NBA player who've already been suspended this season once again. And we're going to talk about all that. But let's get straight to the college basketball, where you don't really start off with college basketball. I don't really talk about college basketball that much. Oops. So I'm just gonna show y'all the rankings so far of this. I'm gonna show y'all the rankings so far in this college football season, or college basketball season, excuse me. So, or the 8P top 25 basketball, college basketball, college basketball, college basketball. All right, we're gonna do the top 15, right? Rankings, not the standings. We're gonna do the rankings. Nope, this is college football. I put B, college basketball. There we go. All right. And here we go. All right, so here are the top 25 teams currently in the NCAA men's basketball. So far, we are within like 11, 12 games. Again, some teams have only played 10, some teams have only played 11 games. But here, there, nor there. Here are the top 25 teams. So number one right now, we got Arizona, 8-0. They've won 8 straight games. They haven't lost yet. They're perfect at home. They're perfect on the road, even though one of those games they played at a neutral site because it was for another tournament that they did in Kansas. They're 9-1, 6-0 at home, and they've won 5 straight games. Purdue at 9-1 as well. Houston at number 4 at 10-0. UConn at 10-1. The defending national champions, Baylor. They're 9-0, or actually no, UConn were the defending champions. Not to get it confused, but Baylor won it the previous year after UConn, so they're neck and neck there. Marquette at number 7, Creighton at number 8, which I never seen Creighton this high before, but yeah, they're 8-2 right now and still in the top 20 and still in the top 10 at the very least. Same with Gonzaga. UNC's at number 9 and Gonzaga number 10 at 8-3. Oklahoma at 9-0 at 11. Tennessee at 12. Clemson at 13. Kentucky at 14. They got Florida Atlantic at number 15. I mean, last season, making it all the way to the Final Four helped them out, making their case being high in the rankings for this season. And they're 8-2, so they're still in the top 25 at the moment. Illinois 7-2. Then we got Colorado State. That's a random team I would have never thought would be here. BYU 9-1. Texas 7-2. James Madison. I mean, their football team is perfect. Their basketball team is perfect. A lot to be going on over there in James Madison. They're both basketball and football programs have been phenomenal, to say the least. At least at the moment. Duke at number 21. They've already lost 3 games. That's kind of disappointing for Duke standards, at least. But still lingering in the top 25. And then we got Virginia 8-1 at number 22. Then we got Wisconsin in 23. Miami, who they got blown out by Colorado in the last game. They're barely lingering on in the top 24. I mean, they're 7-2. They're playing right now against LaSalle. They're up right now by 8. So keep winning. We'll climb higher in the rankings, and then Northwestern at the number 25 spot. So those are the current rankings. Let me see what games are there for today. I mean, today's Saturday. There should be some interesting games. I mean, LSU, Texas. I'm not watching that game at the moment, but maybe some later night games to be watched. Kentucky, UNC. This should be interesting at 5:30. Maybe I might watch that. Alabama, Creighton. How's Alabama doing? They're 6-3. They're not that far off. They're not ranked in the top 25, but if they can keep going, they definitely might get ranked at some point soon enough. Arizona, Purdue. This one's also should be, number 1 versus the number 3. That should be fun to watch as well. Georgia Tech, BYU. I'm probably gonna just stick to these three games right here. While I'm also watching football on another screen, because yeah, these games are gonna be fun to watch for sure. Any games on Tuesday? I mean, not much. Wednesday we got some couple games. Oh, we got Alabama, Arizona. We got Duke and Baylor. This should definitely be a one to watch right here. And then of course I'm gonna be watching Miami games, but they're gonna be playing against Stonehill, who don't even have a logo. So we're probably gonna blow them out by 85 points. But we'll see. We will see. Oh, yesterday Gonzaga lost to UConn. I didn't watch the last. I saw the first half of the game, but then I fell asleep and I woke up at 3 in the morning, and I didn't even check the result of this game. But yeah, Gonzaga lost by 13 yesterday against UConn, the defending champion. So that is that in college basketball. I mean, there's teams that are doing well. So far, there's not much to say. I haven't watched that much college basketball because there's still college football that I've been watching a lot. But I've only just been strictly watching like Miami games and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much what's been going on now in college basketball. So now let's go to college football. Let's talk about the games because the bowl season has started, and of course we got to make. I got to make my picks. There's already a bowl game already on the way, and I got to make my picks, guys. I have to. All right, so we want to talk about Week 15. I mean, last week it was just the Navy Army game, so we didn't miss anything. So Saturday, today, right now, live, as you can see on my screen, there's two games actually. There's Georgia Southern versus Ohio, and Howard versus Florida A&M, who are playing for the college uh, bowl games. So we got the Myrtle Beach Bowl and we got the Cricket Celebration Bowl. Yes, I mean these are the bowl games that I don't even think most people are watching, but guess what? It's still college football in the end of the day, but it is what it is. I'm going to make my picks already. So, I mean, these are not going to be that tough because I'm probably just going to look at their schedules, or not their schedules, their records, and kind of just pick from there. Maybe I might pick some upsets just because I may not be too familiar with the teams. So I already picked Ohio and Florida A&M to pick to win these two games because I checked it a couple hours ago. But holy shit. Does that say Georgia Southern's fifth turnover of the day is a fumble? My goodness, they have 5 turnovers and 3 picks. Amazing. So Georgia Southern is having a miserable performance. Got it. So yeah, I have Ohio winning. I have at Florida A&M winning, even though they're down by 11 at the moment. So then we got Jackson State versus Louisiana at the New Orleans Bowl. I'm going to pick Jackson State. Miami versus Appalachian State, the Mexico Cure Bowl. I'm going to pick Miami, Ohio. Fuck it. Well, you know what? Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to pick Appalachian State. Why not? I'm going to pick Fresno State, New Mexico State. Give me New Mexico State. UCLA, Boise State. LA. Give me Boise State. I think UCLA might disappoint. California, Texas Tech. Give me California. Why not? Then Monday, Western Kentucky, Old Dominion. Give me West Kentucky. I'm looking at my phone, so I'm like looking at the game, seeing what I can pick from this and that. So next we got UTSA versus Marshall, Frisco Bowl. Give me UTSA. Yeah, give me UTSA. Then we got the Boca Raton Bowl, South Florida, Syracuse. I'm gonna go with South Florida. Why not? UCF versus Georgia Tech. Give me UCF. Troy versus Duke, Birmingham Bowl. Give me Duke. Arkansas State versus Northern Illinois Camellia Bowl. Give me Arkansas. I mean, most of these teams have the same record. These teams barely made a bowl game because they made the cut, getting 6 wins. But I mean, these are just toss-ups right here. Air Force versus James Madison. Give me James Madison. They've had a really good season. I mean, they lost. I forgot that they lost to Appalachian State. I forgot. But still had a great season. If they were in a different conference, if they were in a Power 5 conference, oh my goodness, they would have been a TCU of last year, maybe. Georgia Tech, Utah State. Not Georgia Tech, Georgia State versus Utah State. I'm gonna go with Georgia State. I'll go Utah State. Okay, South Alabama, Eastern Michigan. Give me South Alabama. Northwestern versus Utah. Give me Utah. Give me Coastal Carolina over San Jose State. All right. Then Bowling Green versus Minnesota. Wait, how the fuck did Minnesota make it? They didn't even win. They didn't even get 6 wins. Okay, so Minnesota is they didn't even they have a losing record but playing in a bowl game. Wait, I didn't even know that was possible. What? How the fuck did Minnesota make it? These are some fucking bastards right here. But you know what? Funny enough, I think they might win this game. Funny enough. Actually, they might win. I don't know. Maybe like maybe their schedule was difficult. I don't know. Minnesota, aren't they like in the Big Ten or something? Yes. I mean, they've lost to like Ohio State, no shit. Illinois, but they beat Iowa. They beat Michigan State, which Michigan State not amazing, but they're still a tougher team in that Big Ten conference. Yes, they're not Ohio State or Michigan, but yeah, I mean, or Penn State even, but damn, shit. I mean, they've got some good quality wins. Didn't Louisiana was ranked for a little bit? I think Louisiana was ranked. Yeah, I mean, okay. I mean, they have a losing record, but they haven't played. They haven't been horrific, I guess. Fair enough. I see why not. Texas State versus Rice. Give me Texas State, I guess. Kansas versus UNLV. Give me UNLV. Why not? Fuck it. Okay, and then we got on Wednesday the Military Bowl, Virginia Tech, Tulane. Give me Tulane. North Carolina versus West Virginia. Give me West Virginia. Why not? Give me West Virginia. Louisville versus USC. I believe Caleb Williams is not going to be playing in this game, so I don't know. Maybe USC just might just give this one to Louisville. Honestly, USC just kind of gave up. I'm gonna give this shit to Louisville. Why not? Texas A&M, Oklahoma State. Give me Oklahoma State. Then we got Boston College, SMU. Give me SMU. Miami versus Rutgers. Give me Miami to win a game that isn't really that important, but hey, it is what it is. NC State, Kansas State. Give me Kansas State. Arizona versus Oklahoma. This should be a good game. Alamo Bowl. Give me Oklahoma. Give me Oklahoma. Clemson, Kentucky, the Gator Bowl. Give me Clemson. Oregon State, Notre Dame. Give me Notre Dame. Then we got Iowa State versus Memphis, Liberty Bowl. Give me Memphis. And then Ohio State versus Mizzou. Give me Ohio State. But Mizzou might give them some troubles. They might give them some troubles in the Cotton Bowl. Wow, I'm surprised. Oh, the Cotton Bowl this year wasn't a New Year's six bowl for this season. All right, the Peach Bowl, Ole Miss, Penn State. This is gonna be a toss up, but you know what? Give me Penn State. I bet they barely squeak it out. The Music City Bowl, Auburn, Maryland. Give me Maryland. Georgia versus Florida State. This is gonna be hopefully somewhat of an interesting game, but probably not. Give me Georgia by 57 points. Toledo, Wyoming. Give me Toledo. This is gonna be on Barstool. Wow, it's gonna be broadcasted on CW Network. That's weird. And then on New Year's Eve, our final 5 games. Let's go. All right, not New Year's Day. Excuse me, New Year's Day. First day of 2024, Wisconsin. We got Wisconsin versus LSU on the Relia Quest Bowl. Give me LSU. I don't think Jaden Daniels is going to be playing this game. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention he won the Heisman Trophy. I forgot to put that on my notes. I didn't watch the ceremony, but congratulations to Jaden Daniels. For taking home the Heisman. He was the best player in college football. He had broken records from fucking Joe Burrow when he was in college in 2019, and he had the perfect season. The accolades went to Joe Burrow because of the team success, and obviously the team success wasn't as as much as Joe Burrow had, but his own individual records, I mean, almost 4,000 yards, 40 touchdowns, and only 4 interceptions. I mean, he was fucking phenomenal. And he can run like an absolute madman and when he's, escaping the pocket. So he is a talented motherfucker and for sure is going to be high in the draft, committing for this year's, or he's going to be eligible for this year's draft. So, or for next year's draft. You get what I mean, 2024. So, big hopes, big praise for Jalen Daniels. I don't know why I keep saying McDaniels, but it's just Daniels. So, but yeah, big respect to him. Congratulations to him and his family there. Next, we got the Fiesta Bowl. We got Oregon versus Liberty. This is not going to be fun for Liberty, so give me Oregon. Sorry, Liberty. Just I don't know how y'all gonna compete against Oregon. I mean, I'm sorry. Tennessee versus Iowa. This should be a little bit tough. Not gonna lie. Give me Tennessee. Why not? Give me Tennessee to beat. Yeah, give me Tennessee to beat Iowa. All right, but here are the two most important games before we get to the national championship. We got Michigan, Alabama. Who the fuck is gonna be winning this game? I mean, Michigan, historically amazing, great, just phenomenal defense all season long. But this Alabama team has something to prove. After they lost to Texas, they have been damn near like flawless from front to back. They have almost destroyed every single team that's come across their paths since that Texas loss early in the season. I believe that was like the third game that they played. So obviously after that, they won 9 straight games or 10 straight games after that. They were able to figure things out. And I'm sorry, Michigan, you're a good team. I'm definitely not on the team. I just don't trust this Michigan team. The offense, the run game is amazing because that's what the quarterback relies on the most. His running ability, his run game. What am I talking about? Not even his running ability. Like JJ McCarthy can barely fucking pass for 10 yards. He can't even throw the ball down the middle that much. So he's going to rely on good old Blake Corum to run the ball and just do all the heavy lifting. And I don't think that's going to be enough to beat Alabama. Like, you're going to have to make some risky throws. Their defense is going to be goddamn near flawed. I am sorry, but this could be a competitive game and Michigan can try their best. But if they just cannot figure things out, they might get their ass whooped by Alabama. I'm sorry. I am sorry. I got Alabama making it to the national championship. Michigan, I don't know. I'm very iffy about this team. They're a great team, and they can whoop everybody's else's ass this season in college football. I mean, but Alabama, it's one of those teams that, you beat Georgia, and it's not just something that you could just step aside. Like, I don't know. Like, I could not fathom seeing Alabama beat Georgia, but then lose to Michigan. For me, that doesn't add up. So I'm just going to pick with Alabama. And then between Texas and Washington, this is going to be a lot closer. This is going to be a lot more interesting if in case Alabama absolutely destroys Michigan or Michigan somehow wins against Alabama, in my opinion. I really don't know how that could happen. But Texas, Washington, this one's going to be back and forth. I mean, both teams, Washington got the better record, but to be honest, Washington has not been flawless. They've had a lot of mistakes in the run game. They've had mistakes on the defense. But their offense with Michael Penix, he was there as a Heisman candidate. I think he was like second place in the race. So, I mean, he's still a very important piece to this team. And all the receivers and the weapons that Washington have, the Duzune, pretty fucking good. So, I don't know, man. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough game, but I think maybe Washington might pull it off. So my national championship game is going to be Alabama versus Washington, and the game is going to be at the NRG Stadium in Houston. So honestly, man, I think Alabama might take it all. To be honest, guys, I hate to say it, I want honestly Washington to win it or Texas, because Michigan, like, I don't think they're going to beat Alabama. So there's no way I don't see Alabama at least making it to the national championship. But for me, I think they're the better team here. I think Alabama might win it as the 4th seed. I don't care. They're the 4th seed. My ass, like they're the number 1 seed in my opinion. You know what I mean? Hey, Michigan, I'm talking a lot of shit about y'all. Prove me wrong. If y'all could step up and be Alabama, hey, I would love to be proven wrong. It's just I just don't have much trust in y'all. That's just about it. So yeah, I got Alabama, Washington, the national championship, and then Alabama taking it. So that's how I think it's gonna go. And those are my bowl game predictions. So I can watch these bowl games in peace and see what happens there on from here on out. So yeah, let's see where we go up next. Oh, let's look at the NBA standings because I forgot to talk about the NBA. So let's talk about the standings at the moment and then get to the next part of headlines that have been going on in the NBA. So take a good look at the Eastern Conference, guys. The Celtics are number 1. The Celtics 19-5. We got the Bucks here. Still they're 17-7, tied with the Sixers, the 2nd and the 3rd seed at the moment. The Magic 16-8. They have been pretty good at the moment, and I mean the Heat at the Heat in the 7th spot, the Nets in the 8th spot, the Pacers in the 6th spot, the Knicks 5th spot, Cavaliers in the 9th spot, Hawks, Raptors, Bulls, Hornets. I mean, when we get to the Hornets, Wizards, and Pistons, yeah, Pistons, they have already lost 22 straight games. That's man. Oof, man. I don't know how y'all doing it, man. How are y'all survive? How are y'all living, Pistons fans? How are y'all living? I bet y'all already joined another team to bandwagon on this season. I don't blame you. Losing 22 straight games will do that to you. At this point, just go support your local high school team because they might be better than the Detroit Pistons, to be fair. And then in the Western Conference, not exactly how you may predict it, but the Timberwolves at number 1, then the Nuggets at number 2. Last time they were like number 5 or number 6, and now they're back at number 2. Thunder at number 3, Mavericks, Kings, Rockets at number 6. I thought they were going to be a little bit lower, but hey, they've been cooking. They've been playing good. Clippers. Then we got the Lakers, who won the in-season tournament, but they've lost these last 2 games since coming back from the in-season tournament. All right now. Pelicans. And then we got the Suns, Warriors, Jazz, Blazers, the Grizzlies, and the Spurs, who finally won a game after losing like 17 or 18 straight or some shit to the Lakers. They actually won yesterday night against the Lakers. So big win for the Spurs. So these were the scores from yesterday. Pistons lose, Hawks win, Lakers lose, Celtics win, Rockets win, Knicks win against the Suns, Pacers lose, Hornets lose. Now today the Pistons play again against the Bucks. Oh my God, will they go 23 straight losses? We will see. Sixers, Hornets, the Heat play against the Bulls today. I mean, let's hope we can beat them this week. Today. Nets versus Warriors. Wait, why did the game go away? Why the fuck? NFL Network, why are y'all post? Why did the game just change coverage? Why are they now covering Ray Lewis documentary? Wait, excuse me, I'm trying to watch the game. Are you fucking serious? Hold on. Okay. You know what? Let me just say, fuck all that. Give me 1 second, guys. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I don't know why. There we go. We got it figured out, guys. I am now watching the game again. The NFL Network, they just changed coverage. Now that they're not even whatever. I got a backup plan. It is what it is. Okay, what's the score? We're in the second quarter. It is 7-3 Vikings. So the Vikings scored a tutty in that first quarter. Bengals have possession of the football to begin the second quarter. And yeah. So yeah, it's 7-3. Jake Browning right now with the ball. All right, back to the NBA. Yeah, we got Thunder, Nuggets, then we got the Blazers and the Mavericks. We got the Jazz, Knicks, or the Jazz versus the Kings, excuse me, and then the Knicks, Clippers. So the Knicks They played against the Suns and they played against the Clippers. Then tomorrow we got a couple games as well. We got Magic Celtics, Pelicans Rock Spurs, Wizards Suns, Rockets Bucks, and then Warriors Blazers. Okay. Let's talk about Draymond Green for like a couple minutes because he is an interesting character in the NBA. So if you may not, if you have not recalled, what happened a couple days ago, the Warriors were playing a game against the Suns. They were playing against the Suns. When was it? I believe Wednesday or Thursday. Actually, no. I think it was like Tuesday. It had to have been Tuesday. Yes, it was Tuesday. This game right here, they lost the Phoenix Suns 119 and 116. Um, Draymond Green put up an amazing stat line of 2 assists, 2 rebounds, and 2 points. Yeah, a double single, a single double he put up in 17 minutes he played. But I mean, he had 17 minutes worth it for putting up that stat line. But guess what? This man had other plans. Um, this man decided to get physical unnecessarily with Yusuf Nurkic, and he just pretty much fucking karate chopped this motherfucker in the neck and in the head. And yeah, was called for a flagrant 2 foul, was ejected from the game, and now he is suspended indefinitely. So this is the second time Draymond Green has been suspended this season alone because of, you know, intentional. We're gonna say intentional contact, but since he's gonna recall it as unintentional because in his behalf, I believe it's just kind of unintentional, according to him, right, to defend himself and to defend his case. Look, I'm not gonna point out much about his history. We know Draymond Green. If you don't know Draymond Green historically, he just is this physical bully that will get on your neck, this and that, which, to be fair, that's not a bad role to play because that's the best he can do. Draymond Green is a mastermind defensively. He has a great IQ of the game. He knows what's going on. He's the Dennis Rodman of this era. Technically, maybe not balling out every single night, or maybe not putting up the greatest stat sheets offensively, but defensively, he's always there. He's always going to be the aggressor. He's going to be the one that's going to shit talk to everybody. He's going to be the one to be a true leader to the team. When Steph Curry is out here just putting up the points, shooting threes, Klay Thompson, when he's playing good, because also Klay Thompson's another story. He hasn't been playing amazing. Andrew Wiggins, I mean, he got benched. He has not played great at all. This Warriors team this year has not been really good this season. That's another thing I could talk about in another episode, but my goodness, the Warriors have been kind of just all over the place. Nobody has been there for Steph Curry because Steph Curry at 30 fucking 5 years old is still the only guy being so consistent at his job. This motherfucker needs help. I cannot believe I'm saying that Steph Curry needs help with the guys that are on the fucking roster. This man has Klay Thompson still, but he's just washed, unfortunately. Chris Paul, not the same guy, but he can maybe put up a decent stat line. Draymond Green is too busy getting suspended and missing games for no fucking reason. Andrew Wiggins is not good enough. Kevin Looney not good enough. All of these other guys, they can get you maximum 25 points on a good day. Steph Curry's the only guy doing anything, man. Why? Why is Steph Curry the only guy here that actually cares? Why? Ooh, oh, damn, that's a miscatch. 4th down. Why? Why is Steph Curry the only guy here trying to win, trying to stay competitive, trying to win another champion? There's just so much I don't understand. But I think a huge part of that is just Draymond Green's like lack of commitment to he's just thinking too much of the game. He's doing unnecessary He's committing unnecessary fouls. He's not playing that amazing either to show for it as well. And I feel like that's kind of why a lot of people are sick and tired of it. And to be fair, I am also kind of one of those people. Yes, I used to have a grudge on Draymond Green. I don't like the way he is as a player sometimes, even though I could understand why he's a very again, I understand why Draymond Green is valuable to the Golden State Warriors. He is one of the most important pieces to this fucking team that was a dynasty. Right now, they're not playing like a dynasty team. So I'm not going to consider them a dynasty at the moment currently, but when they were in their prime, man, from fucking 2015 to those 2019 NBA Finals runs, Draymond Green was super, super crucial. And you know what? I hate to say this, but this could be facts. In 2016, the NBA Finals could have went to the Golden State Warriors once again. They could have four-peated. They could have four-peated if Draymond Green did not end up kicking fucking who did he kick in the balls again? I forgot who he kicked in the balls in the finals. But he got injected and he didn't play. He got suspended for a couple games in the finals, and that cost the Warriors a championship. Not having him play those game 5, game 6, and game 7, he just wasn't available. He couldn't do much with them. Yes, they still had Steph. They still had everybody else playing good, but that wasn't enough. And LeBron was on one that fucking NBA Finals. He was like, "Oh, bet Draymond's out. We're down 3-1. Oh, that's light work. We're absolutely taking over." And the Cavaliers won it, and that's the rest is history. You know what I mean? But there was a chance. I hate to say it, but there was a chance. There was a chance that this motherfucker would have won 4 straight rings. 4 straight rings. And shit, it could have been even 5 if they beat the Raptors in the finals. Could you imagine? 2015, 16, 17, 18, and 19? Could you fucking imagine? And then not to forget, they could have also, and they won in 2022. So that could have been 6 rings right there. Could you fucking imagine? My goodness. My goodness. They could have 5. I mean, you could also say the same thing for LeBron. He went to 10 straight NBA Finals. Imagine if he won 10 straight NBA Finals. That wasn't obviously the case, but still, there's little things like that added on. Draymond Green is a very important person to this Warriors team. He's not a nobody that just gets injected and doesn't do shit. That's why it kind of hurts the value of the team. And his leadership is not showing. He's just getting pointless fouls, is suspended, and I know he doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't give a shit. He's gonna do the same thing when he comes back. Now, again, we don't know how he's gonna be. We don't know how long he's gonna be suspended for because, again, indefinitely could mean a game. It could mean 5 years. It really does not know. I really don't know exactly how long it could be the suspension, but they're gonna have to penalize him for a while. I mean, I don't know. He will be out for at least. He won't play at least until next year in 2024. I mean, he was suspended 3 games after he choked out Rudy Gobert. I mean, he has to get punished more than that. Like he has to miss like almost half a season or half the rest of the season. I feel like my best guess, he's probably coming back like February or March. But he should be out for a little while, man. He should for a little while. I think definitely being out for the rest of the season is definitely like maybe a bit too much, but man, I'm just tired of it, bro. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of it, man. You're just hurting yourself, you're hurting your team. This is just so fucking pointless, man. You know what? You're just what are you going to do now? You're going to stay on the bench and not do much. What are you going to do? What are you going to provide there, man? Are you going to be another coach? I guess that's all you can do at the moment, but there's not much else you can do. There's not much else you can do, Draymond. Figure it out, man. Figure it out, dude, cuz it's embarrassing, dude. It really is. It really fucking is, and there's no need for that at all. Seriously. Really absolutely there's no need for that. All right. Let's talk about back to football. Let's talk about the Bye Bye Barry Sanders documentary. I actually just saw it this morning. So if you don't know, there is a documentary on Prime Video about Barry Sanders, and it came out a couple months ago, but or it came out last month actually on Prime, and I watched it this morning. And I was like, I know a little bit about Barry Sanders, but the greatest mystery in sports history. What could have been with Barry Sanders for the rest of his career if he didn't retire so early and this and that, right? And I didn't know much about Barry Sanders. I just knew that his name was always amongst that conversation for one of the best running backs in NFL history. But I didn't even know much history about him. So watching the documentary, I just was expecting a little bit of just more knowledge than what I know for Barry Sanders, and I got a good glimpse of who he was as a person, as a player, and man, he was definitely different from a lot of other players. Man, Barry Sanders was a very humble, down to earth, and was a very committed player to playing the game of football. He was not a guy that always wanted that success for himself. He always wanted that success for his team. He always wanted to go out there and compete and play at his absolute best. He wasn't a guy chasing for the fame. He wasn't a guy chasing for all the accolades, for the MVPs, for championships. Of course, the goal was for him. Again, everyone's goal is to win a championship and to win. And of course, as much as you can win, the ultimate win is you getting that Super Bowl. So of course, so that's something that he couldn't, obtain, unfortunately, that he ended up retiring without a Super Bowl, but that was his purpose. And going out there and play his best football. But it's a very unique style of or that's a very unique personality for a football player or for an athlete in general, because their competitiveness drives them to have an ego of sorts. You know what I mean? Not to say that you can have an ego and be humble. You can also have a good balance of both. You can also be this egotistical bastard that everyone hates you on the field. But outside of that, you have a very composed and a very humble, stand personality or something like that, right? But you could see that, like, comparing like Barry Sanders to other football players, he was very different. He was there to play from 15 minutes in the first quarter to 0-0-0 in the fourth or in overtime or whatever. He was there to perform and he was there to play. He didn't give a shit about the press conference. He didn't give a shit about the game ball, whatever it was. He just wanted to go out there and play football. And that was pretty much it. I mean, let's just look at his accolades. I mean, let's talk about his accolades because they speak for himself. Despite never having much success in the postseason, besides that one season, so yeah, look at his career highlights and his awards. So of course he was drafted the number 3 pick in the 1989 draft. So this is the same draft that Troy Aikman went number 1. Barry Sanders went number 3, and then Deion Sanders went number 5 to the Atlanta Falcons, I believe. And so yeah, so the Detroit Lions, obviously that's the only team he's ever played for 10 seasons from 1989 to 1998. He won the MVP in 1997, the season before he retired. So it's just very crazy how he won the MVP as a running back. As a running back, he won the MVP in 1997. I mean, we know that it's a QB award, and we haven't seen a running back win it in a while. I think Adrian Peterson was the last one to do it, but even since before Adrian Peterson, I think Barry was the last one to get it. So even then, it's been a while. And he won Offensive Player of the Year multiple times, Offensive Rookie of the Year. He was a 6-time first All-Pro, a 4-team second-team All-Pro, a 10-time Pro Bowler. Every season he was a Pro Bowler. He was the rushing touchdown leader in 1991. And I mean, he won the Heisman in college. He was the best player in college. And there was even let me talk about the Heisman moment where he won the Heisman Trophy in 1988, excuse me. And he wasn't even at his home, or he wasn't at the ceremony itself. He was in fucking Tokyo, Japan, because he had a game that later that day. And it was literally announced in the middle of the night in Tokyo, again, where he was at because of the huge time difference, when the broadcast for the Heisman Trophy there. So it was just like literally in the middle of the night. He was just there, half asleep, waiting for him or his other candidates to win the Heisman. And then at like 4 in the morning, he heard his name being called, and well, yeah, he won. He won the Heisman, and it didn't look like he was very excited to win the Heisman, but definitely he felt honored and appreciated. But he's one of those people who just stay calm. And he looked like he was ashamed of winning the Heisman Trophy. He's just that much of a loyal. He's not gonna brag about it to your fucking face. You know what I mean? He just, yeah, that's my job. You know what I mean? I could do better. I could, this and that, right? And even the times when he would, if you've seen Barry Sanders highlights, my goodness, they speak for itself there. I'm not gonna show y'all, but if y'all can look it up and see some Barry Sanders highlights, like you guys are gonna be like, what the fuck? Like, holy shit! Imagine doing that in the modern era right now. Like, my goodness, it's actually insane, ridiculous. And he would juke like 5 players. He would get in positions where there's 3 guys on him, and somehow he gets down on his leg, but his knees aren't down. So he somehow rolls on his back, gets back up, and he still moves. And then there's 2 defenders trying to get him after, and then they miss him completely. It's like this man's juke ability is ridiculous. He makes a routine 5-yard, 3-yard play into 30, and maybe even goes to the house with it. It's ridiculous. This man could be behind the line of scrimmage. It looks like he's gonna get mauled at the fucking mine. They're gonna lose like 8 yards because he's 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and he somehow converts that into 30 yards. It's fucking ridiculous. And he does all that just for him to get into the end zone, just to give the ball to the referee. He doesn't celebrate. He doesn't show emotion. He's not gonna do a little dance. He's not gonna do the gritty. He's not gonna do whatever old school dance there was to do in the 90s. Nah, man. He's just giving that ball to the referee. Let's go again. Whatever. The play happened. I scored. Okay, let's go. Let's see if I can get in the end zone again later in the game. Like, let's be honest, wasn't showing a lot of fun on the field when it came to like dance. But for him, he was fun to fucking watch. You know what I mean? He didn't need to do the dance. He was fun to watch. He was a walking highlight. So that was the fun in it. The fun wasn't him doing a fucking dance in the end zone after scoring a touchdown. The fun was watching him play. Like, for real, it was insane. Like, I was watching some of those highlights I've never seen before, and I'm like, what the fuck? How did you escape that? There was one play. I'm not kidding. There was like 5, 6 guys. Because again, that's how many guys you need, Barry Sanders, to be able to get pushed down the ground, make sure he doesn't even move a single yard. And somehow this motherfucker moves out from 3 guys getting on one side on the left, 3 guys on the right, and then there's some of his teammates trying to push him, trying to protect him in this and that. Somehow, again, he's still kind of on his back, or he's trying to he has the football under control, and he somehow still stays into. At that point, it's not even the fact that he stays like on the ground and doesn't go out of not go out of bounds. He doesn't get tackled or anything, or at least he avoids getting tackled. It's more of like how does he not fumble the football when he has 6 guys on him like that? It's like insane. How do you not fumble it when you're moving back, or when you're like always trying to get up on your feet and then trying to run when you're trying to find some separation? This motherfucker, like, I don't know. He makes nothing into something. He makes a run that should be at least a yard for the average running back, and he makes that shit into 10. It's actually fucking insane. So yeah, Barry Sanders, an absolute highlight reel. I feel like I should do a video. I definitely am gonna do a Barry Sanders highlight YouTube video one of these days, because I'm definitely inspired to see more. Because I feel like even a documentary, they didn't give me everything, but they definitely gave me a good batch. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was very fun to watch. I got to know a lot about Barry. The whole mystery behind him like leaving so early. He played 10 years in the NFL, and he was still like really good. He was really, really good. We know the Lions, they're just a poverty franchise. They didn't have many winning seasons in the 90s. Yes, in 91, they made it all the way to the NFC Championship game. So that was the only time that Barry Sanders actually had close to Super Bowl aspirations was the NFC Championship game in 1991, but they got destroyed by the Redskins. And I believe the Redskins won the Super Bowl that year. So yeah, he never won the Super Bowl. He never even played in the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, he only made it to the NFC Championship game once. He's had a couple winning seasons where they made the postseasons, but for the most part, again, man, like most of that year, most of those that decade in the '90s, he just played for a bunch of losing Detroit Lions team where he was just always that guy. He was just always that amazing player on a shit team, or on a team that just didn't have enough help, or just didn't have enough for them to make the postseason every season. You know what I mean? They just didn't have much to have Barry Sanders much there. And of course, like he got tired of it at some point, he felt like he didn't want to waste more time playing football, risk getting hurt probably, or not playing at his best level of football in year, like if he played like 4 more years or 5 more years in Detroit. And also thinking of who Barry Sanders is, you would kind of assume that he wasn't a player that would like also be like, oh, but I'm at, you know what, fuck y'all, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna, what was I gonna, what am I trying to say? Oh, like this team is never, I'm never gonna have success in this team. I'm never gonna win the Super Bowl. Fuck y'all. I'm requesting a trade. I'm gonna be a free agent. Someone's gonna sign me in the offseason. I'm going to the fucking Denver Broncos or whatever. I'm going to play somewhere else. Like I'm taking my talents to South Beach, motherfucker. You know what I mean? He wasn't like that. He never had that in consideration. He was just like, I'm done with football. I'm not planning to go. I'm not trying to get traded to another team. I'm not trying to sign with another team. I give my 10 years of football the best I can to the Detroit Lions, whether we couldn't win a damn Super Bowl, we couldn't even play in a Super Bowl. Every run, every highlight, every play, every second of my professional college football career was for the Detroit Lions and for the Detroit Lions only. So that was that. So yeah, I mean, Barry Sanders is a very unique person with that. Not a lot of players have that mentality. Not a lot of players, would kind of just stick with that and just accept it. You know what I mean? But guess what? Even with all that being said, even with the team struggles, even with him not having the accolades of the Super Bowl or the rings and this and that, arguably a top three, not even arguably, at least a top three running back of all time. You could put Emmitt Smith there. You could put, and Emmitt Smith was also a competitor with Barry Sanders throughout the '90s, but obviously Emmitt Smith probably has the edge just because he's played for the Cowboys in the '90s, and the Cowboys in the '90s were a different team. They were a dynasty, so they were a fucking absolute incredible team with Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin and fucking and Emmitt Smith and a bunch of other great guys that the Cowboys had in the '90s, but yeah. And the Lions, and it still kind of sucks, man, because the Lions still haven't won a Super Bowl still up until 2023. But it's like, hey, the Lions, their time will come. It's been way too long at this point, but the time will come at some point. So that's that. So yeah, man. Barry Sanders was different. He was absolutely different, to say the least. All right, now let's talk about college football for a second. So I'm 7-5. I lost last week. It was not a good week for fantasy. I scored like 80 some points. Wait, let me see my final score for last week's game. Yeah, I lost 103 to 83. Not great. Not great. Not great at all. But the playoffs. I am the fourth seed. I'm 7-5. I am the fourth seed in the playoffs. So of course I'm going against my arch nemesis in the playoffs, the number one seed, Sean. So 9-3. We have 2 weeks. So of course, this week and next week. Next week will be the finale of the first round. So hopefully by next week, I outscore him because right now Well, I have Justin Jefferson playing right now, so he gave me already 2.7 points already. But yeah, until next week, I'm not even gonna check fantasy because this week it is what it is. The final scores will be upgraded to next week, and then maybe I make it to the championship. Maybe if I make it to the fantasy football championship, we'll see after next 2 weeks. We'll see what happens. Now, let's talk about. Oh wait, I already have it here. Now let's talk about the NFL. Yeah, let's talk about the NFL. Recapping week 14, all the games in week 14. Um yeah. So the Steelers, they lose to the Patriots 21-18. Steelers, what happened, man? What the fuck happened? I have no idea. But anyways, that happened. All right, next we got the Texans losing to the New York Jets 30-6. The Jets scored 30 points. Zach Wilson looked good. The defense looked good. Are the Jets back? No, I'm kidding. Yeah, the Jets, they won this game 30-6. They blew out the Texans. Now, CJ Stroud, the quarterbacks this season, the injuries have really damaged the quarterbacks this season. I feel like more than ever. Like, my goodness, I like most of the quarterbacks have been injured. Like there's so many backup quarterbacks now, or third string quarterbacks playing every often. It's yeah, the injury bug in the for the quarterbacks, and even, I mean, throughout the NFL, of course, but especially this year for the quarterbacks, especially, it's been insane, man. So unfortunately, CJ Stroud. Let me drink some water. All right, there we go. Much better. CJ Stroud suffered a concussion in this game, and he was out for the rest of the game. It is questionable if he's going to be playing in tomorrow's game against who do they play against tomorrow? The Titans. So it is questionable that he will be playing tomorrow, unfortunately. But we will see what happens. We will see what happens if Houston can get back on track. Yeah, without CJ Stroud, it looks like the Texans are just, I don't know. Without CJ Stroud, they just did not look good. That's it. And their defense, the New York Jets defense, they were able to control them. I mean, Zach Wilson, I mean, the fact that he had 2 touchdowns and he actually played good, like, that also helped as well. So congrats on the Jets. Their season is definitely not 100% over yet. Texans, they're still in for a playoff spot, but without CJ Stroud, losing him at the worst possible moment, it just sucks, man. It just sucks, but hopefully he should be back soon enough, hopefully, because trust me, I do not want to lose CJ Stroud. So we're good enough for that. Next, we got probably one of the best games of the season, Rams versus the Ravens, and the Ravens getting the W 37-31. Man, this was a big win for the Ravens. The Rams played well, though. They did. I mean, they have a losing record at the moment, 6-7, but they played really well, back and forth. Lamar Jackson, Matthew Stafford going crazy, but the Ravens win in overtime with a punt return touchdown by I forgot what's his name. Let me see. Ravens on the defense. Touchdown. Who got the touchdown? Shit. Who got the touchdown? The special teams. My bad. Special teams. Talon Wallace. Taylor Wallace got the punt return touchdown to win it in overtime. And I mean, the Ravens right now looking like one of the best teams in the NFL. They probably are like the second or third best team in the NFL, to be honest. This team is absolutely amazing. Offense looked good. Lamar Jackson has looked amazing. MVP conversations. I'm sorry. Lamar Jackson has to be in MVP conversations now. Like, I don't want to hear it. He has to be up there for sure. If we're putting fucking Brock Purdy there, we're also going to put Lamar Jackson. Let's be fair now, please. So, Ravens get the job done. They beat the Rams 31-37. Then we got the Saints beating the Panthers. Boring. I don't really want to talk about much about this game. The Panthers, they still suck. Poor Bryce Young. I mean, next year, hopefully, he has a way better season. This year is completely done. They can lose every single game for the rest of the season. It's just an absolute travesty. The Saints had a good game offensively, defensively. I mean, they played against the Panthers, so yay. I mean, whatever. They got a win, though. They needed to get a win in that tough NFC South division where it's just a bunch of mediocrity in general. So that's that. Next, we got the Bengals beating the Colts 34-14. Gardner Minshew didn't play an amazing game, but it is what it was. Jake Browning actually played pretty good. 2 touchdowns, 275 yards, an interception. The Bengals just looked a lot more confident on offense, and the defense played a lot better. And, well, that was pretty much that. The Bengals got the job done, 34-14. Oh my god, I'm kind of annoyed. Let me just go on NFL on the website, man. Let me just go on. I don't like going back and forth on the scores. Let me just fucking do it here. It is just way better. It is just way better. Okay. Week 14. Okay. Um yeah, man. The Buccaneers and the Falcons. Buccaneers get the win 29-25. Big win for the Buccaneers. Again, in that tough NFC South conference and not conference division, both teams 6-7. And right now, I'll show you guys the playoff picture in a little bit, but I mean, right now it's just getting tougher and tougher. So big win for the Buccaneers, this and that. Then we got the Lions losing to the Bears. Then we got the Lions losing to the Chicago Bears. Oh my goodness, man. Congrats on the Bears. The Lions, y'all need to step it up. Y'all need to step it up, man. Y'all need to step it up. Y'all need to step it up. Y'all need to win today against the Broncos. I don't know, man. Y'all been sucking ass recently. Y'all got to figure it out. Next, we got the Jaguars and the Browns. This game was pretty interesting, back and forth, with the Browns getting the win 31-27. Now both teams 8-5. Jaguars, they've been struggling these last 2 games. Hopefully get the bounce back soon enough. The Browns, yeah, they got to figure things out as well. But they've defensively, again, looked amazing. But they didn't look amazing in this one defensively, but they still looked pretty good overall throughout the season. Much to be said there. Next, we got an absolute classic game between the Minnesota Vikings and the Vegas Raiders. The Vikings won 3-0. This is the most exciting soccer game I've ever seen in my life. 3-0. Wow. All right. Yep. That was that. That was that. We're going to move on. Niners beat the Seahawks 28-16. No surprise here. No surprise here. No surprise here. Yeah, Brock Purdy played great. The offense looks amazing. The Niners are the best team in football. Sorry. Seahawks, y'all tried. That's all I got to say. All I got to say. Niners are the best team in football. That's it. That's all I got to say. That's all I can't say. Bills, Chiefs. The Bills get the win here, 20-17. The Chiefs. Kadarius Toney needs to be out of this fucking team. He needs to get kicked out. Oh my goodness. Kadarius Toney needs to get out of Kansas City immediately. Yeah. 33 drop passes for the Kansas City Chiefs. I feel bad for Patrick Mahomes. I really do. I mean, his frustration got the best out of him towards the end of the game. There was a call, Kadarius Toney. He was offsides, and he was offsides. Mahomes obviously got mad at the referees, even though I do believe, I actually generally believed for once that the referees actually made the right call, because I've seen so many replays of it. I was trying to understand, exactly why was he offsides? But yeah, he was. He was very much offsides. Yeah. And Kadarius Toney, man, when he's not fucking it up for his team, when it's dropping passes, it's committing those little dumb penalties right there. that cost the Chiefs there. And I mean, to the fact that Kadarius Toney even got a touchdown because Travis Kelce got a good 10-yard play and then threw a lateral to Toney and then took it to the house. But that didn't count because of the flag, because of the offside penalty. Yes, Mahomes was frustrated after the game, and a lot of people were talking shit about Mahomes. Saying, bitching at the referees, saying, "Oh, one time the referees weren't on his side. He's bitching and complaining this and that." Um, yeah, I don't think it was necessary for Mahomes to dig at the referees. I do think if he was mad at somebody, it should be at Kadarius Toney. It should be at his teammates. Now, is Mahomes going to be the one to completely out everybody out and just completely take his frustration out on the players and just yell at them in the locker room and just completely be brutal with them? No, I don't expect Patrick Mahomes to do that. But I do think he just needed to have like a tough conversation with them, at least like try to communicate better. It's not like the players don't know that they need to step up. The players are not dumb enough to not understand that some players just need to step up. They need to play better in general. You know what I mean? And that's on them. And sometimes it won't just take Patrick Mahomes trying to tell you, yo, step the fuck up, stop dropping passes, because now you're making me look like I have nobody on the team. When we literally won the Super Bowl last year with almost the same exact roster. It's like, so are we trying to make the playoffs? At this point, we went from being a team that are the defending champions and we're dropping passes like it's nothing. Like this, like every game, we have fucking frostbite in our hands. We have butterfingers for some reason. Like, what is going on? What is going on with the Chiefs' offense? They need to figure it out because my goodness, they could be a divisional round bounce. They could be divisional round bound. Like they're gonna be bounced in the divisional round. Like they could be bounced that early. Not in the AFC Championship game, not in the Super Bowl, in the fucking divisional round, in the first playoff game. Maybe. That's if they get the first round bye. That's if they get the first round bye. Right now, the Ravens are looking like they're taking that shit easily. The Ravens might take that number one seed, Kansas City. Shit, they might if they win this week against who do they play against? The Jaguars, Sunday Night Football. If they can beat the Jaguars, I think that's locked up for them. I think the Ravens, they're locked up for that number one seed. I don't know if the Dolphins are going to catch up to them or the Chiefs. So it looks like Mahomes might play a road game in the playoffs, and they might be a wild card team. Not just go straight to the divisional round and, your path to the Super Bowl is through Arrowhead. No, they might legit have to play a road game to get there. 2 road games. And maybe they can reach the title game. We'll see. But Chiefs need to figure it out because there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on, man. They just need to adjust. They need to figure things out quickly because it's not looking good for the Chiefs. Not looking good at all for them. Next, we got the Broncos beating the Chargers 24-7. Chargers season is done. They're not good. Justin Herbert unfortunately suffered an injury in his finger. So of course he's going to be out for the remainder of the season. He didn't play on Thursday Night Football, which he didn't need to because, my goodness, we'll talk about that game in a little bit. But yeah, man, the Broncos got the job done. Broncos bounce back win after losing to the Texans, I believe, or no, they lost to another team last week. So yeah, they had to bounce back against that team, and they got the win. They're 7-6. A lot of teams in the AFC right now 7-6 for that wild card spot, and only 2 of those. I think there's like 5 or 6 teams with the same record, and only 2 of them can make it. So it's gonna be tough to see who's gonna take it. We'll see. Sunday Night Football. I don't even want to talk about this game much, but yeah, we got the Philadelphia Eagles losing to the Dallas Cowboys 33-13. The Cowboys, they completely shit on us. They completely took a massive dump, smeared it across the Eagles logo, and ripped more ass again. Yeah, the Eagles played dog shit against the Niners, and they played like dog shit against the Cowboys. I am worried. because there's always something to worry about, at least. You know what I mean? Because you're not comfortable yet. Now, am I saying it's over? No. It's not over. Trust me. It is not over until it's over. Relax. I'm not losing complete total faith on this team. They could still very much win the Super Bowl. Don't get me wrong. And I have more faith on the Eagles than the Cowboys in the playoffs. Trust me. Trust me. But our offense needs to figure it out. Our defense needs to figure it out. We need to play. We need to have a complete game this season, man. I mean, our offense has carried us through some games. Our defense has carried us through some games. Jalen Hurts has done all the work he can, but he's also looked some. He had some bad games as well. This one, he looked terrible. Yeah, there's some injuries there, but there's not enough. That's not an excuse. Like, we need to figure it out. Well, the Dallas Cowboys, they're thriving right now, man. They're on a sky high. But again, we will see in January what you guys can do, because you guys are always on a sky high in December, usually for the most part. So we will see in January if you guys will still be in a sky high. Just saying, I'm just being honest. I'm not being salty. Respect to the Cowboys. You could have easily, I could have easily picked the Cowboys for this one, but I had to be biased. So that was that. That was it. God. Fucking God. Just me looking at the score for this game pisses me off. I'm gonna go on a little rant. You're full screen. We're gonna full screen this shit. All right. We're gonna full screen this shit. I'm gonna go on my phone and look at the stats for that Dolphins Titans game myself. Okay. All right, here it is. Titans beat the Dolphins 28-27. The Dolphins, they go to 9-4, while the Titans improve to 5-8. Okay. So here we are in the fourth quarter. We'll just skip the rest of the fourth quarter. Here we are. 13-13. The Titans, two special teams turnovers cost them points. Cost the Dolphins to get the ball back and score two easy touchdowns. Two Raheem Mostert rushing touchdowns after two special team turnovers for the Tennessee Titans. One missed a kick, muffled punt. Not muffled punt. He couldn't pick up the ball. A fumble recovery. Boom, boom, boom. And we were up 27-13. 27-13 with 4 minutes left in the game. 27-13. Throughout the first 3.5 quarters, we were going nitty gritty, going back and forth with the Tennessee Titans. Tyreek Hill got hurt in the second quarter. In the first quarter, he missed the second quarter. Came back in the third quarter, and he played a couple reps. He didn't have his best game, but whatever. He was hurt. I don't know if he wasn't even active yesterday. He wasn't even practicing yesterday. He might miss tomorrow's game against the New York Jets, guys. So I am fucking nervous. But this game, even without Tyreek Hill going fucking ballistic, playing like an absolute MVP like he was all season long, we were so close still to getting a good win because that defense committed good turnovers. And because the Titans just shit the bed on those two turnovers, giving us two easy touchdowns to just go through. And we took our opportunity and scored from those two turnovers. Again, 27-13 lead, the Dolphins, with 4 minutes left in the game. What happens then? The Dolphins choke the lead. The Dolphins choke a 27-13 lead there was 3 minutes. Like 3 minutes left in the game. And we lost by 1 point. We lost by 1 point. 28-27. We lost 28-27 to a Tennessee Titans team that the run game has been just awful throughout the whole game, and then Derrick Henry just lit it up. He lit it up. Will Levis lit it up in those after those 2 turnovers. The Tennessee Titans just woke up and were like, no. We may not be fighting for much. We're not probably in contention for the playoffs, but you know what? We're still here to fight. Let's win this fucking game. And they absolutely did that. They absolutely did that. We choked. We choked a 27-13 lead with under 3 minutes left in the game. We let them win by 1 point. I'm going to say these 3 words right now. And then I'm going to say another 4-word sentence. We are frauds. Let me repeat that again. We are frauds. Now let me get you to the 4-word sentence. We are so fucked. Let me repeat that again. We are so fucked. That is a game that we shouldn't have lost. That is a game that we shouldn't have lost. But we did. That was also our first loss to a team with a below 500 record. So there goes our, y'all could beat the shitty teams now. No, apparently we can't. Apparently we can't now. Oh, fuck. And Tua, oh my God, don't get me. I don't want to, you know what? Tua deserves more than me going on a rant. But oh my goodness, I don't want to talk about Tua. Oh my fucking God. That 4th down play where he couldn't even take us to the 4. He got sacked on the last play of the game. Oh my goodness, man. Tua in the clutch is ass. I'm not going to lie. I feel like Tua is just dog shit in the clutch. I'm going to say it like that. He is just dog shit in the clutch. I don't know what else to expect. We had time to even overcome that 1 point deficit after we blew up we got those 2 turnovers from the Titans, and then we blew it. We still had a chance to come back. We just needed a field goal. We just needed Jason Sanders to hit a 50, and that's it. We didn't even need that much. We couldn't even get fucking Tua. We couldn't get the offense to go to the 50 at least. We were at like the 30-something. 4 opportunities, 4 downs. Of course, we went for it on 4th down. This is the last chance we get. And this motherfucker couldn't escape. He was running out of his life and eventually gets sacked. And I'm just like, couldn't run the ball, couldn't figure out a little pass, action play, couldn't think of something else differently, but no. I screamed in my pillow because it was Monday night and I did not want to wake up any of my family members just for them to beat my ass. But I really wanted to go outside and just fucking just destroy the mailbox or some shit. I don't know, man. Scare a couple cats, dogs that were outside. I believe it was also raining Monday night. I would have just rather sleep on the street while the rain just absolutely pours me, and then I feel sick for the rest of the week. That was the worst loss of the season. Easily the worst loss of the season for the Dolphins. And it honestly just does not get any easier. You know what I mean? It just doesn't get any easier. We got to play the Jets this week. Tomorrow. And guess what? It ain't no guarantee anymore. I cannot guarantee this Dolphins team is going to win tomorrow. I can't. Oh, and if we do beat the Jets, who do we got for the next 3 games to end the season? Oh, let me tell you politely. the Cowboys on Christmas Day, on Christmas Eve, excuse me. Christmas Eve, we play the Cowboys at Miami. I don't give a fuck. We might get smoked in that game. We might get smoked. Oh, but it gets even better. New Year's Eve, we go against the Ravens. Oh, we're going to get fucking shit on. We're going to get absolutely shit on. And then we end the season off with the Bills January 7th, which, you know what, we might win that game. Fair enough. We might. Maybe. So our last 4 games, we could just completely shatter. We can go 9-8. We could honestly lose the next 4 games. Do I honestly think we're going to lose the next 4 games? No. I do think we're going to get at least 10, 11 wins, hopefully. But there is never a guarantee with this fucking Dolphins team. And it seems like the month of December for the Miami Dolphins is the worst thing ever. And you know what only could be worse than December? January. So I can only imagine. Oh my god, I had to get that out of my chest. I've had that for almost a week. But whatever. We will see what happens tomorrow's game against the Jets. It is what it is. We better fucking work on it. Tyreek Hill is not going to be playing tomorrow, most likely. So that's going to be a bad fucking. That's going to suck. That's definitely going to suck. But we'll see what happens. I'm gonna be praying tonight. And then finally, last game, there was a double Monday night header games. It was the Packers versus the Giants. The Giants won. They beat the Packers 24-22. The Giants are now 5-8, and the Packers are now 6-7. Danny fucking DeVito. I'm sorry, excuse me. Let me say his name properly. Tommy DeVito. He's just that fucking guy, eh? My goodness. He's just cooking. He is cooking. The Giants have won, not 1, not 2, but 3 straight games. Already better than Daniel Jones' entire career. Even that playoff win that they got last year against the fraudulent Minnesota Vikings. Better than Daniel Jones. Oh my goodness. Let Tommy DeVito eat his fucking chicken cutlets properly made from his own mother. Let his mom do everything else in his fucking facility because all he has to do is play great football and his dreams are coming true. Now the Giants are still fucking terrible because there's no offense around him. But Tommy DeVito is doing the best he can with that offense. And the defense, you know what? They actually play good too. Fair enough. I'll give it to them. Packers. What the fuck happened? Y'all beat the Chiefs? Y'all beat the Lions? And y'all lose to the Giants? What the fuck? The NFL, any given Sunday. But I mean, the Packers season, they do have a pretty simple path. I mean, their next 4 games is against the Buccaneers, Panthers, Vikings, and Bears. They honestly could win all 4 of those games. They could win out, to be honest. So if the Packers can just lock in a little bit, they could win out. So I mean, yeah, that was a little rock. That was a little, step that they, almost tripped on, losing to the Giants. But you know what? I think the Packers are still fine. They're still definitely much in the race. Yes, they are 6-7 right now. They're not 7-6 like a lot of other teams are, but they're still in contention. It's still, we still got 4 more games. 4 more games. It's not over yet. So yeah, the Packers, they lose to the Giants 24-22. And now, finally, let's talk about Thursday Night Football. Oh, this was an embarrassment. This was an absolute embarrassment for football fans and for Chargers fans. I mean, how could you experience this game without laughing at this? Not even laughing, just feeling bad for them in general at this point. You look at that score and you're just like, wow, this is the end of all humanity. The Raiders absolutely destroy the Chargers 63 to 21. The Chargers almost got 70 hoed on them. 70 pissed on them. 70 sprayed on them. 70 shitted on them. The Raiders went from scoring 0 points against the Minnesota Vikings, which Vikings defense has been great. Shout out to Brian Flores, their DC. He's been good. Really good. Chargers, Brandon Staley, defensive mastermind Brandon Staley is. Cooked up his best work today or on Thursday night, and he absolutely let that shit stink. And let 63 points just piss all over him. And he got fired yesterday morning. Finally, Brandon Staley got fucking fired. Oh, you wanted there's no Giant Chargers fans. It is true. Read it here. Top stories. Chargers fire head coach Brandon Staley, GM Tom Telesco. It is not a joke. He is out of town, out of town. Oh, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Leave. And that sucks, man, because just last week it was his birthday. He just recently turned 41 years old. Sucks, man. It was about damn time. Brandon Staley got the fuck out of LA. Sorry for saying it so aggressively, but my goodness. Nothing personal with Brandon Staley, of course, he's gonna find another job somewhere else, So I'm not worried about that. But my goodness, he was terrible at his job in LA. Just couldn't handle it. Just couldn't do much. You have a lot of talent around you. Yes, injuries, yes, always played a factor. But how this team is way better than being 5-9. Like the Chargers are just really cursed. I don't get it. And the Raiders, they scored 0 points against the Vikings, and then they just let it all out. Against the Chargers. 63 points. And they could have scored some more. I bet they showed a little mercy. They showed some mercy at the end, bro. Because they let the Chargers score the Chargers scored 40. They scored 2 garbage dime touchdowns in that fourth quarter to cut the deficit to 42 points. Chris Paul hits a late 3 to cut the deficit to 42. If you know the meme. But yeah, man. That was that, guys. This was a actual final score. This was actually a scoregami, I believe. As no surprise there. But yeah, let's look at the playoff picture, and then I'm going to do my Week 15 predictions, guys. But yes, I did have the Raiders win that game for you guys to know as well. My fucking goodness. Thank God Brandon Staley's out of LA, man. Hopefully, he's going to find a job somewhere else. But my goodness, that was an embarrassment. All right, but here's now the playoff picture. So, of course, the 49ers, obviously, they're in the playoffs. Obviously, dude. No shit. They already clinched. They're the best team in football. No shit. Ravens, Dolphins, Chiefs, Jaguars, Browns, Steelers, Colts. These are the top 7. These are the top 7 teams right now in the AFC. Ravens, Dolphins, Chiefs, Jaguars, Browns, Steelers, Colts. Now, in the NFC, we got 6 teams that can make it now because the Niners have already locked in. Cowboys, Lions, Buccaneers, Eagles, Vikings, and the Packers. The Packers right now would still make the playoffs, even losing to the Tommy DeVito Giants. Now let's look at the teams that are still in the bubble. Still fighting for that urge. Now in the 8th seeds, we got the Texans in the AFC and the Rams in the NFC. The Broncos, the Seahawks. We got the Bengals and the Falcons. The Bills, 11 seed, but they could still have a good chance. And the Saints. The Raiders, still fighting for it. The Giants, with 5 wins, they're still fighting for it. The Jets, the Bears. They're not. Look, these 8 teams right here. No. No, sorry, just that's it. And of course, the Patriots, Panthers, you're out of here. You've been out of here since like week 1. So yeah, that was that. Um, we're not gonna look to these teams. These teams are done, guys. Maybe the Raiders, I'll give them like, okay, y'all barely hanging by a thread, and maybe the Jets too. But all these other teams, I think they're done. But the Titans are not that far off. I mean, the Titans 5-8, 5-8. I mean, if the Jets beat the Dolphins, please, for fuck's sakes, no. And if the Titans beat the Texans without C.J. Stroud, which could happen most likely, I won't be surprised. 6-8, and they'll still be in the conversation. The Chargers are definitely not in it. They're fucking out of here. Cardinals, Commanders, Bears, you're out of it. Giants, you're out of it pretty much. Like there's so many. I'm sorry, Giants. You've had a strong second half for the most part, but you're not competing against the rest of the NFC South. And then you got 2 teams in the NFC West that are trying to fight for it too. I'm sorry, but the Texans, Broncos, Bengals, Bills, and the Raiders, they're still fighting for it. They're still fighting for it. And the Colts also, and the Steelers can also go out at any given moment. The Browns, and that's another thing. The Browns, Jaguars, and the Chiefs, they're 3, 4, 5 seeds, but they're not. They don't look like they're going to catch up to the Ravens. I don't. I mean, I think the Ravens, if they win tomorrow night against the Jaguars, they might just, in my opinion, not officially clinch the number 1 seed, but in my books, I feel like it's already done. I don't care if the Dolphins or the Chiefs win out. I feel like the Ravens already got it in the bag. I'm sorry. The Dolphins had a good opportunity to win against the Titans to keep it interesting for that number 1 seed, so we didn't have to worry about making it to the wild card and just getting an instant bye. But it looks like we're gonna have to fight our ass through the wild card just because we lost the fucking Tennessee Titans. So that may have cost us a first round chance, a first round bye. That may have cost us that. But it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. Whatever. I can't get too mad about it. I mean, I'm just fucking pissed. I'm just fucking pissed. All right. Yeah. So yeah, I had the Raiders. So let me make my week 15 picks. My goodness, let me shut the fuck up. Week 15 picks. So we got the Vikings and the Bengals. I got the Bengals winning this one. Steelers versus the Colts. Both 7-6. Give me the Colts. Fuck it. Broncos and the Lions. Give me the Lions to win that one. Giants versus Saints. Give me the. You know what? Give me the Giants. Fuck it. Could they win 4 straight games? You know what? Fuck it. I'm going with the Giants. Why not? Why not? Why not? Damn. Why not? Why not? Why not? Bears, Browns. Give me the Browns. Falcons, Panthers. Give me the Falcons. Buccaneers, Packers. Buccaneers, Packers. Give me the Packers. I think hopefully they can bounce back. They need to bounce back after losing to the Giants. Jets, Dolphins. Give me the Dolphins. But they better not let me down. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. They better not let me down. Please. Please. Giants, Jets, please don't give us much competition. Or whatever. Do what you got to do. But hopefully the Dolphins, please get it done. Chiefs, Patriots, give me the Chiefs. I mean, Kansas City, if y'all can't beat the Patriots, y'all are going to be the big. I'm going to say this right now. If y'all don't beat the Patriots, y'all are going to be the bums of the week. I'm sorry. Y'all are going to be the bozos of the week. Bums of the week. Just no. Just please stop. Get the job done against the Patriots. Please don't lose to them. Texans, Titans. I mean, honestly, I want to pick the Texans because I do think they're the way better team, but without CJ Stroud, I'm kind of having my doubts. But fuck it, you know what? Davis Mills isn't terrible. Maybe I'll give him a chance. Fuck it, I'll still give it to the Texans. Niners and the Cardinals. Am I an absolute fucking psychopath for picking the Cardinals? Yes, because I'm not doing that. Give me the 49ers. Commanders and the Rams. Give me the Rams over the Commanders. Then we got the Cowboys and the Bills. Oh, this is going to be a tough one. Who am I going to pick here? Cowboys or Cowboys or Bills? The Bills have played. They've been the better team. But to be honest with you, I don't know. Give me the Bills. Give me the Bills. I'm going to pick the Bills. Fuck, give me the Bills. Ravens, Jaguars. Give me the Ravens. Give me the Ravens to be the Jaguars, and then Eagles, Seahawks. Give me the Eagles. Hopefully they bounce back. Yeah. So that is that. Give me that. All right, Week 15 picks. So let me review them again. The Bengals over the Vikings. The Colts over the Steelers. The Lions over the Broncos. The Browns over the Bears. The Falcons over the Panthers. The Packers over the Buccaneers. The Texans over the Titans. The Dolphins over the Jets. The Giants over the Saints. The Chiefs over the Patriots. The Rams over the Commanders. The Niners over the Cardinals. The Bills over the Cowboys. The Ravens over the Jaguars. And the Eagles over the Seahawks. So those are my Week 15 predictions, ladies and gentlemen. So that is that. I will probably do the other 2 album reviews that I was going to do. I was going to review Nicki Minaj's new album, Pink Friday, but I do honestly have to give it a couple more listens. At first listen, I wasn't a fan of it. So if we're just going off of that, I'll probably give it a disappointing rating. It wasn't that good. I'll listen to it again to see what I really think about the album more in depth. But after one listen, I'm just not into it. I'm just not a fan of it. Kanye, he apparently Vultures was gonna drop yesterday. Didn't drop. Surprise, surprise. It looks like it might drop New Year's Eve. Whenever the album comes out, I'll review it. I don't give a fuck about talking about the rollout or anything. Whenever it comes out, it comes out. It is what it is. That's that. What else? Tate McRae dropped her new album, Think Later. I really liked it. Honestly, from first listen, I really liked it. I'll give my review on it on the next episode. So I can give it more re-listens, just like the Pink Friday 2 that just came out. I think that's done for 2023. I think music is done for 2023. So yeah, I think there's not going to be that many albums left to review. I mean, I think for the most part, the rest of the year is just kind of wrapped up. So I don't think there's much albums. I don't know if any other artists got any big or major artists are going to drop for the remainder of the year. I mean, by this point, it's December 16th. Who the hell is going to drop fucking next Friday? Like nobody. So I'm going to be already making list videos and, start preparing like the categories for the awards show that's going to be December 30th. I'm going to do it December 30th, not December 31st, because December 31st I think I'm going to be like busy with my family. Like I'm going to be busy with the family. I mean, I could do it early that morning, but I probably would much rather do it at night, December 30th, instead of doing it in the morning, December 31st, because if I don't do it in the morning, December 31st, then I have to do it at the night. And I'm going to be with my family. So I don't want to do that. So December 30th will be the 3rd annual JC Versatility award show. So I can't wait for that. That's going to be in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. It's going to be in 2 Saturdays from now. So December 30th is going to be the award show. Because what the fuck's going to happen the 31st? Nothing. So the 30th, I'm going to do the award show, this and that. More YouTube videos coming out. Highlight videos will be coming soon. I promise y'all more content on the podcast on YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, go subscribe now. It's called the Versatility Podcast. So all the episodes that you see here on Spotify, this and that, or wherever you get your podcasts from, they're also on YouTube. So go watch them there. Comment, like. I put all the things that I talk about on the podcast in the description, so you could see this and that. I still don't have like timestamps. At some point, we will get to that, but you do see what at least I talk about in the episode. Everything that I talk about on the episode. And then, of course, YouTube videos will be coming out. Highlight videos of players, of games, unique tier lists. I have a bunch of things. The problem is, some of them I've already recorded, but I have not uploaded yet. Some reasons may be unknown for that. But at some point, I will get to it. See you guys in a bit. Take care. Peace out, my friends.